It won't go away. I've got that feeling rushing through my body. I know that it is here to stay.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I apologize for my absence, but there was so much going on. Wedding anniversary, snow blizzard, like absolute craziness. And my work has just been, we're busy. Let's just say that. So today I figured this is the long awaited, for years you guys have been asking for a makeup tutorial. And since I haven't done a weekly weigh-in, this would be week 4, I decided to kind of put everything together. I'm going to do my makeup so you can watch what I do. I'll show you the products that I use, and then I'm just going to chat as I go along. I hope that's appropriate for you guys. I hope this does justice. This is hard. I am in my office, my she room, as I like to call it. I have a nice cup of hot tea here, and it's time to get ready for work. So, with all of that being said, I have no makeup on. I took a shower last night and I washed my hair, and as of right now, I'm gonna get ready for the day. All right, so the first thing I like to use in the morning after I wash my face and brush my teeth, I like to use a makeup wipe because sometimes I get residual underneath the eyes. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clean the old eye, and if you see me looking down, it's because that's where my mirror is. And anyway, we had a blizzard this weekend. It was pretty much what we expected, a couple of inches. And it was very, very cold. It was our 11-year wedding anniversary, so it kind of put a ditch into our plans. But regardless, we made it work and we had a good time together. That's really what's important. All right, so let me just comb out this hair and let's get started with the makeup. Let's just let that dry. In the meantime, I just want to show you the first thing I apply to my skin would be a moisturizer, but I did a heavy moisturizer last night, and I'm already noticing here I have a breakout, which I hardly ever get any kind of breakouts on my skin. So I'm wondering if it's that new lotion. I don't know, but I'm not gonna put anything on because my face is pretty well moisturized right now. This is the product that I use as far as primer goes. It is the Porefessional by Benefit. I love it. And I'm going to show you, I only use a little bit on my skin, about that much. So what I do is I rub it between my fingers and I get it warm. And I just put it all over my face. I feel like the primer, which I'm sure most of you already know, is basically the setting point for your makeup. When you want your makeup to go on nice and smooth, a primer is a great way to have that happen, because like when you paint your house with paint, you most of the time would use a primer first to set the foundation of the skin, and that's what that primer does. All right guys, so you're gonna laugh. Today we're gonna use, this is something that I use probably 90% of the time as far as foundation goes. This is the foundation that I like to use, Maybelline Fit Me, and it's in 322, which is Warm Honey. I love this color. I shake it up, and I usually just put it on the back of my hand here, maybe about that much. Beauty blender, I mean, who can live without that, right? Let's get into some things. Number 1, our dog Paisley, which I'm sure most of you know who she is. We found a tumor on her leg, and we brought her to the vet, and the vet said it has to come out because he doesn't know if it's benign. I bring this down, guys, because you don't want the mask. You don't want a line here, so whatever foundation I do, I usually always bring it down on my neck. And I usually tap my ear. So he doesn't know if that tumor is cancerous or not, which of course we're praying that it's not. And her surgery was scheduled for next week, but we had it brought closer to date. We had it pushed up because it's growing. And I'm noticing that it's growing, and it's kind of scaring me a little bit. because, you know, she's my world. And I don't want, you know, I want her to get treatment quicker and sooner so we know what we're dealing with. All right, so as you can see, that foundation goes on pretty flawless. I love it. It's great. So the next product I'm going to use is also by Maybelline, the Fit Me Concealer in the number 20. That's what I use under my eyes. And I just put a little here, and then I dot around a little in the corner because that's where I have some darkness. And then I just do a little bit on the eyelids, just like that. A little bit on the chin, not a whole heck of a lot, a little dab here, and a little down the nose. So I look like an Apache. Beauty blender again. So anyway, Paisley is part lab, part shepherd. And according to the veterinarian, those breeds in particular are prone to this type of tumor that he's thinking it is. He's not 100% sure, but it looks like a mast cell tumor. And it could be malignant. And that is absolutely making my heart shatter, because if it's malignant, what does that mean? Does that mean, you know, it's a death sentence? Does that mean it's curable? Does that mean she's gonna need an amputation? Like, we have no idea what is ahead of us, as we normally don't. But I could tell you it's affecting my sleep, it's affecting everything, and you would think it would be affecting the way I eat and whatnot, but it's actually working the opposite. I have like no appetite because I'm sick over the whole thing. So that'll be coming up Thursday morning. We have to drop her off. Pray for her, guys. I would really appreciate it. So the next thing I use to set that concealer is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. The stuff is really good. I mean, you can find really good products that do the job that aren't so expensive. So anyway, what I do is I get a little bit of the powder and I put it in the lid like that, and then I just tap it, tap off the excess, blot it under. Excuse the weird faces that I make, because I know some of them are strange. This basically, if you don't know what this does, this just sets the concealer so it supposedly doesn't crease and all those other things. But you know, when you're in your 50s, you get some creasing around here and definitely up here. I would love to go have some Botox. I'm scared. This is the next thing I like to use. It's called Studio Fix by MAC. It is, what it says is it's a combination of foundation and powder, and I am almost out of mine, as you can see. But I'm working it, guys, because like I'm so busy that I forget to order it online and what have you. And the brush that I like to put it on is by It Cosmetics. It's the big fluffy one. And just lightly coat my face, my neck with this. I feel like as we get older, the less we use, the better. So I've been trying very hard not to use a lot of product on my face, but you can see it does the job. It's not bad, right? So the next thing I want to do is work on the eyes. I will do bronzer and all of that after the eyes. Actually, no, let's do it now. Let's get it out of the way. This is let me see what we're gonna use. I have two of these flathead brushes. Excuse them, they're dirty, didn't wash them. One is by BH Cosmetics, the other one is by It, and they have different densities. This one is a little softer. This one is a little more stiff for stippling. So when I do the bronzer, I actually like the one that is softer, so it like blows it out a little bit. The bronzer that I use is called Give Me Sun by MAC. This is it. This is Give Me Sun by MAC. This is the bronzer I use, and as you can see, I've hit pan because I love it. But there's still stuff in here. All right, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna blow it off, and I'm just gonna tap it. This is all I do. Now, and then I like push it into my skin. So then I rub it a little bit. When I'm looking here on the camera, I go here, it's coming up a little orangey, It's not as orange in person, I don't think, but I mean, what do you think a bronzer does? It kind of gives you that warmth. So to me, I feel like I have a large forehead, so I like to cover it with the bronzer because and I go down to here, it kind of gives the illusion of a smaller forehead. And I'm getting my roots done this weekend. I have this by Milani. It's kind of like a bronzer, but it has a little bit of a gold fleck. Soleil number 05. And for that, I just use a little blush brush. That's it. This has a little bit of a highlight in it because you can see the gold. So I like to just put it kind of on the top of where I just was, and it gives just a little bit of shimmer, a little bit down my nose, chin, and forehead. And it warms up your skin just a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with a little highlighter. This is Becca, and the color is Champagne Pop. As you can see, it's kind of that gold highlight color, which I like. And the brush that I use is the Anastasia little highlight brush. So I dip it in ever so slightly. I blow it off and I go right on the top. Sometimes I just pat it. See how it gives you just a little bit compared to this side? Woo! That is glowing. See? It gives it that glow. Some people put it on the edge of the nose, but I don't like to do that because then it looks like you have a greasy face. Just me. I guess it's an age thing, but I do like to put it on my Cupid's bow. Just a little bit. And I usually dust just a little bit, which is not that much on the eyelids. So now we're working on the eyes, and here's the shirt I have today. Has a little bit of purple, a little bit of black, and a little bit of gold. So that's what we're going for. So with this like grayish color, I'm gonna use my most requested eyeshadow. Every time I post a picture or wear this, somebody comments, what eyeshadow is it? The unfortunate thing about this particular color is that it was a limited edition, and I think the only place you can find it nowadays is on Etsy. But it's called Pallor by Urban Decay, and here's what it looks like. Okay, so you can see it's a single. Here's the back, Urban Decay Pallor, and here's your color. It's like a grayish purple. I love it. Every time I wear it, I get a compliment every single time. I usually use a flat shader brush. This is like a concealer brush. And I mean, how hard is it to do eyeshadow? But I blow it off, and I'm gonna be looking down into my mirror here, guys. So I apologize for looking down, but here's what I do. I literally just pat it on. But I go in the shape of my eyelid. I literally go in that shape, and I go all the way to my crease and around. And I just literally outline the eyelid. And we'll go to the other eye. If you notice, I'm not dragging the color, I'm just patting it. That's all I'm doing. That's it. And then what I like to do, since this is a very, here, let me show you with my hand. Since this is a very flat brush, you see, I like to dip the top into it like this. Can you see? And then I just bring it right in the beginning of my eye, right here, on the lower lash line. It gives a little highlight in there, and I like that. All right, so for the crease, I'm going to use a NYX single shade in Dance the Tides. Here's what it looks like. And here's the shade, and as you can see, I've hit pan because I love these colors. I use them so often. And when I do my crease, I use a skinny, tiny little brush like this one. This one is the Sigma Blending E36. It's got a long, skinny tip that is very, very, very soft, and I love that for the crease. blowing off the excess. Let me get in here and show you. All I do is that. Now as I've gotten older, this part of my eyelid, it used to be, let me show you. It used to be like that. But as you get older, gravity pulls that skin down. So what I like to do when I do my crease like this, I'm actually in my crease, but then I bring it up higher. What that does is it gives an illusion of not having that hooded skin area. So look, do you see what I'm saying? Like this doesn't have it, but this does. And you look more wide awake, in my opinion. Now, I don't go to the end of my eye. I'm kind of staying like right here because we're gonna do a darker color in the crease there, on the outer edge. So do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how, again, I'm just looking off to the side because that's where I have my mirror and my viewfinder. It gives the illusion of not having that skin hanging forward. At this point is when I like to take this tiny brush by Morphe. It's a 226, I believe. M226. It's like the smallest little brush imaginable. And I like to do a little pop of highlight at the top. We're gonna just go right under the brow here. You see that? We're gonna do that on the other side. This is the Becca highlight that I used on my cheeks before. You see that? Okay. So now what I like to do on the outer corners, again, as you get older, your eyes have a tendency to go down a little bit, but I want mine to be like up more. And I'm gonna bring some of this brown up to that eyebrow because do you see, like, this would make your eye look up. And if you pull it down, it goes down a little bit. It's just a weird thing I do. So I'm gonna bring this up to where my eyebrow is. This is just like, here's my crease, right? And then I'm bringing it up to the end of my eyebrow there. You see that? See how it lifted the eye? See how this one looks like it's going down? And this one kind of looks like it's up more. So I'm gonna do that here too. Just gonna bring it up to the eyebrow. I'm just swirling it around. That's all I'm doing. Okay. You don't have to do that step if you don't want to. But with the same color that I just did my crease, I'm now gonna do my eyebrows. And I use the powder. So I have an angled brush here. This is from like CVS or something. And I fill in the eyebrow. Now my eyebrows have a tendency to grow down. So I like to keep them like trimmed or waxed or whatever at the angle of my eye. And you can see a difference, right, in the eyebrow here. This one's just ratty and sparse, and the other one is nice and full. All right, so I guess you guys want to know about the weigh-in, right? All right, I got a little sidetracked. So weigh-in went really well. So I think the first week I lost 3.5, then I was up 0.9. The next week, which was the third week, I lost 2.2, which was really nice. But again, I had gained 0.9 the week before. This weigh-in on Saturday, all right, you know I'm going through menopause. Here we go again. I gained 2 pounds. Why? I got my period. What the hell? After several months of nothing, happy anniversary to me. On my wedding anniversary, I got my period. And it was very weird because I was trying to figure out why I had this bad headache. I thought I was just stressed from work. No, it was the period. So that wasn't much fun. And I know the bloat and everything came from that. I have been 100% on plan. I haven't cheated. I haven't eaten anything off kilter. I haven't added extra condiments. I've been doing so well. The funny thing is, and it's not so funny, but I feel it in my clothes. I can tell that I'm getting a little bit smaller. So I'm just continuing on, guys. Don't let that dang scale ruin your day, because if it had ruined my day, I would have been like a crazy person. But I understand why. I haven't had my period in a couple months. I was completely bloated. My hands were puffy and I felt like crap. And I really was like, do I need to go get a COVID test? Why do I feel this way? But period came, and maybe that's why I had that breakout too, not necessarily from that new cream. I don't know. But anyway, that was my weigh-in. So let's continue. All right, so now what I like to do is I like to do some kind of depth in the corner. This you could do in multiple ways, but I always like to go off what I'm wearing. And again, here's the shirt I'm wearing, and it has, we've already done the gray, we've done this brown, and now we're gonna work on this black. So in the outer corner of my eye, I'm gonna choose to do a black. And for this one, I'm gonna use a MAC 217. It's also dirty. I'm sorry, I didn't wash my brushes beforehand, but it's only a couple days worth of makeup. It's not a big deal. Definitely do wash your brushes every week or every other week. It's important because you don't want to get bacteria. But anyway, I'm going to use that brush. Another shadow powder. This is also by NYX or NYX, and this is just their black. That's it. It's called black. With this brush, I like to just dab the whole thing in there like that and swipe down once. I blow, and then watch how I do the outside. All right, so I like to, I hope you guys can see this. I hold my eye a little bit and I just pat once like that. Boom. And it gives me a little bit of an outline. Then I turn my brush this way and I drag it in like that. Okay, that's it. Simple. We'll do the other side. So we're gonna do a pat right on the outer part of the eye, and we're gonna let go. Then we're gonna turn the brush and we're gonna just drag it in. That's it. Easy. Now that we have, you know, our, like I call it a template, I like to go back into the powder and darken it up a little bit because you want to look, when you're smoking out your eye like this, you want to look sexy. A nice darker, I just go over it. It's literally like coloring. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I'm going to do it again on the other side. Deepen that color. How nice does that look? Okay, now what you could do is take that crease brush and pull it in if you want to. Today, because this is work, I'm not going to like a club or out for dinner. So I'm gonna keep it there, but we're gonna keep it somewhat mild. I'm not gonna like, I'm just gonna blend now. That's all I'm doing is just blending. I'm not really dragging it anywhere, just blending it in. Now here's another thing. I'm like, as I'm getting older, I'm kind of realizing that if you put eyeliner and stuff down at the bottom of your eye, it kind of pulls the eye down. But my eyes are naturally very large, so it doesn't, in my opinion, it really doesn't do that. But I've been trying to, especially during the day, keep under here without any kind of shadow. So we're gonna leave it blank today. And what we're gonna do though is we're gonna add some black liquid liner just on the top. And I have been using this dang thing for years. It's by Maybelline and it's called Line Stiletto. I'm going to show you what it looks like. There it is. Maybelline Line Stiletto. It's a liquid. You shake it up. It has that tip that looks like a magic marker. Got to take your time though with this one because you don't want it to smudge your eye. So here's the foundation of the face. We've got the primer went on first, foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, eyeshadow, eyebrows, and liner. At this point is when I would do my mascara, which is really just taking, this is by Tarte. It's just an eyelash curler. But because my eyelashes grow straight down, a trick to curling them up is to heat this with a blow dryer. So I'm gonna go do that and curl my lashes, and then I'll come back and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So this is nice and hot, and I'm just gonna put it on my eyelash and squeeze it. And again, like I said, my eyelashes grow straight, so I have to hold this. I can't just do like click, click, click and be done. I have to hold this on for about a minute. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see it, but they are standing up. The only mascara that ever works for me is the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes in the waterproof formula. I have to use waterproof in order for them to stay up, and that's what I do. So I hope you can see this. I hope it's not blurry. But I do a few coats of this, and again, I guess with the black on the outside, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see. So I'll try to get on the inside a little bit. So there's our first coat. And then I do another one right away. And then I work on the other eye because I want this mascara to dry. Really, that's the best way to get a nice, thick, voluminous look, is to let the mascara dry in between coats. But since I have work soon, I am in a little bit of a rush. And that's what I do. All right, so I'm gonna go do the other eye and then I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Now, as I said earlier, I wanted to try to keep the lower lash line free of anything, but I am gonna use a little bit of mascara on the bottom, not a whole heck of a lot, just a little bit, just because my eyelashes down there are nice and long, but they're light. So I like to just coat them a little bit, not a lot. And I don't even know if this is gonna show up on camera, but I just drag the wand over it a little bit. It gives a little bit of definition. Can you see? And we'll go here. Not a lot. So the next thing I'm gonna do is my lip liner. And this is in Sandstorm by NYX. You can tell a theme here. I love their products. They're so good. It's nice and sharp. So I'm gonna line my lips. It's definitely like a nude color, but on the brown side. I love it. It reminds me of MAC Oak. It's a dupe. So I outline it, and then I fill it in. Super simple. The reason I like to fill the whole thing in is because it'll last pretty much till lunchtime. Then my all-time favorite lipstick, MAC Myth. It's a very nude, peachy tone. Love this. And you guys always ask what it is when I wear it. And then I always top it with MAC Underage. Love, 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 love this lip gloss. And then I like to blot it. Hold on, let me just get a piece of paper out of my desk here. And there it is. And that is how I do my makeup. And my hair, like I said, I did it last night, so it's a little on the flat side, and getting the roots done this weekend. But this is such an easy makeup look. It literally took how long? 20 minutes maybe? And it will last all day because I'm gonna go spray it with a setting spray that I forgot to bring in here. It's by MAC. It's the Fix Plus, and I buy it in the rose water scent. It smells so good, like a rose, and I love it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I hope that it helped you guys. Like I said, it's so highly requested for the last couple years. It's just, I mean, I had to do it for you, so I hope you enjoyed it. Another week in regards to weigh-in, so I'm gonna continue being strict and continue doing what I'm doing, and hopefully next week we'll have a good loss. So I hope you all stay focused, and remember, we can do this. Yes, we can, as long as we do it together. And that includes Optavia and makeup. Have a great day, guys. Mwah! Love you.
Some might say that I am just a bad girl, but if you treat me right,